So, hello everyone, and today is the first video in the proper series, as I announced in the last video on this channel. The first video is actually going to be covering football rather than just saying what's going to be doing. Because fun enough, I'm not going to do that every video, although it's getting dangerously close to doing that every video. But we don't talk about that. So this week I've slightly changed the format from what I said I was going to do. So I'm going to do first. It's going to be sort of 3 sections. First is going to be similar. The first is going to go through one main news piece about the last week or so. Now, obviously, normally it'd be like you'd film the video a week before, and then it'd be what's happened between the time of the last video. The last video was, but it was football on this channel, was the end of December. So we do really well to do a video about with that isn't under 24 hours long, covering everything that's happened since December 2022. But what we're going to go for, a piece of news, and then the next section will go through the results, what I did expected of a tournament over the last week, and then I'll go through my predictions for maybe not that tournament, but any future games that are coming over the next week. So first, I'll be happy yourself here. Hello. Just be annoying. No matter. We're going to from the England squad that's been announced for the latest set of friendlies against Brazil, Belgium, I don't know any others. Let's have a look. So start with the goalkeepers. Our list of goalkeepers are Sam Johnston, Jordan Pickford, and Aaron Ramsdale. Now Jordan Pickford was always going to go since 2018 World Cup. He's been our number one, and as it's proven, he might not be very good for Everton, but he's very good. He's quite good for England, especially in penalties. Didn't make a difference against Italy, but he's proven to be a quality keeper for England, and he'll be going. And I would imagine, like I didn't check the lineup for the last game, but in the Euros, unless something drastically changes, he will be our number one. And then Aaron Ramsdale's interesting choice because obviously he's now back up to David Raya, but it makes sense because when he was playing, he was really good, and the way Arsenal do it, they'll bring in a new keeper who's not quite as good as the first keeper yet, and then he'll become better, and then the first keeper has a bit of a dip in form. New keeper comes in, becomes a better keeper, and then the other one gets binned off like they did with Leno to Ramsdale, and Cech with Leno, and Leno to Cech. So it was expected, but Ramsdale, of course, has been rotting on the bench this as most of this season. But he is still a quality keeper and he deserves to go. Now, Sam Johnston's the interesting one. I'm trying not to go for every position this length, just the key players, because obviously we'll be here for a while otherwise. Because he's competing at Crystal Palace with Dean Henderson, who is the other keeper who could be going because Nick Pope is injured. And if not, if he wasn't injured, Nick Pope would be going straight away and would be number 2. But because he's not, because he is injured, they had to pick another keeper. So it's between Sam Johnston and Dean Henderson. I'd probably pick Dean Henderson, but it's not the worst choice. So defenders-wise, we've got Jaron Branthwaite. We have Branthwaite, Ben Chilwell, Lewis Dunk, Joe Gomez. Punch the camera there. Ezri Konsa, Harry Maguire, John Stones, and Kyle Walker. So the main ones to point out there, obviously, you'd expect to see Ben Chilwell, Kyle Walker, John Stones, Harry Maguire in an England squad. Maguire, and yes, I would say we expect to see Maguire because again, just like Pickford, he's been playing more for Man United now, and he's been not letting them down yet. So why would you stop putting him for England? So yeah, So I'd say Maguire's a good choice. The main ones to look at are we've got Gomez. I'd say is a good choice. Obviously with Mings being injured as well. The main ones to say is Branthwaite and Ezri Konsa. We've got Lewis Dunk in there, but again, Brighton have had a fairly good season, not as good as last season. But it's been good enough. I mean, we've sort of overtaken them. We have overtaken them, but we don't know that. Lol. But so obviously Villa got a defender there. Ezri Konsa, he deserves it. He's been good for us. And obviously it'll be interesting. He'll probably be playing right back at the moment because Cash came off in a Poland friendly injured, which is amazing because we haven't got enough injuries anyway. But yeah, Branthwaite is an interesting choice. I mean, yeah, he's never been called Friendly before, but in reality, he's been quite good for Everton in a quite poor. I say poor. It's been okay at Everton team because in reality they would be a lot higher up in the league. They've still got the 6 point deduction, which may get added up, might get another bit added on for another season's worth. But he has been good. Has been linked with Man United, valued at 100 million, as they say. But I think that's a good decision. No real shock omissions at the defenders' positions. Luke Shaw, I think, is injured. And we go to midfield. I'd say he's probably fair. We've got Jude Bellingham. He had to be in there. He's probably one of the best players in the world at the moment. So he had to be in there. Let's try and get this. We've then got Conor Gallagher, Jordan Henderson, James Maddison, and Declan Rice in the technically midfielders. Declan Rice had to go. He's been quality for Arsenal. James Maddison, same, been amazing for Spurs. We've got Conor Gallagher. He probably does deserve it because matter who else are we going to bring in? Like Calvin Phillips, rotting on West Ham's bench, and previously with City. We're not very good for West Ham. We're not going. So Conor Gallagher and then also Jordan Henderson probably deserve it. And Henderson also deserves to be the only one who's actually sensible enough to leave Saudi Arabia. So then forward, we move on to the forward section. So in our squad we have Jared Bowen, Phil Foden, Anthony Gordon, Harry Kane, Cole Palmer, Marcus Rashford, Bukayo Saka, Ivan Toney, and Ollie Watkins. So a lot of forwards. I mean, obviously the main thing is you've got the three strikers: Kane, Toney, Watkins. People are thinking they're going to take Kane. Who else are going to take? Although Kane might be injured. Who else are going to take? Turns out they took both. Obviously, I'm biased Villa fan, yes, but I would obviously say take Watkins. Tony's not done much other than, but as soon as he came back and playing like under 23 friendly, he scored a hat trick or whatever. He's not done that much as of late. Cole Palmer had to be in there. He's been Chelsea's only good player. Phil Foden, same, had to be in there. We've got Saka again. Saka had to be in there. And then we've got the main ones I'd say we look at are. Well, Rashford, I think deserves it because again he's not letting him down other than the penalty, but it's only a penalty. Some other people will disagree, but I think Rashford's okay. We've got the likes of Bowen in there and Anthony Gordon, which is interesting. Jared Bowen again, it's been for the last few years has become quite a very good player in the Premier League for West Ham. Started from Hull about 5 years ago now, which is mad. Makes me feel really old. And then Anthony Gordon, again, another player, has been quite. He's been good for Newcastle in a team of Newcastle which has been full of injuries and not doing as well as they would have hoped. But hopefully they might turn that. Hopefully they will turn that around. But yeah, I think it's a good decision. So I think there's not that many other notable options in the forward position that you would pick. I don't think so. So I'd say probably a good, no really bad decisions. Basically, in Friendlies, you want to try out players and see what they're all about. So yeah, that is for our latest news section, and then we will go to international friendlies going from Saturday the 23rd of March, which there was quite a few, which was England. So we go through the results. We've got Argentina 3, El Salvador 0. Which isn't much of a surprise, let's be completely honest here. With Christian Mera, Enzo Fernandez, and Gio Stefan in the Celso. You'd expect Argentina to win, no matter what team they put out. Let's see. No Messi in the team, I see. Is he in the squad? Is he injured? No matter what team Argentina put out, even if they've got Tagliafico at centre back, it looks like you're going to win the game because you're Argentina compared to El Salvador. Let's just go through the results quickly. So we have Ireland 0, Belgium 0, which is interesting. Obviously, we've got to play Belgium, which is a good sign for us. Slovakia 0, Austria 2, 0-0 Denmark and Switzerland as well. Got France and Germany. It was 2-0 to Germany. Tunisia and Croatia was 0-0 and 5-4 to Croatia on penalties. And I don't think there's any others, are there? There was Ivory Coast drew 2-2 with Benin. Malawi lost 4-0 to Kenya. There's 2-2 between Zambia and Zimbabwe. 6-5 to Zimbabwe and pens, and Peru beat Nicaragua 2-0. No really shock results there, other than Ireland and Belgium, which is good for England because I think we believe that we, in our next game for the Euros, in our last friendly we've got Belgium, so they're obviously not in the best of hopes because they've just lost to the Republic of Ireland. So that should bode well for us. Now let's go to Sunday, the 24th of March, which the only other game there was the WSL, the international friendlies game. We have had 2-0 to Italy and 0-0 between Guatemala and Venezuela. Then yesterday we had 3-0 to Tanzania, 1-1 between Azerbaijan and Bulgaria, 1-0 to Serbia over Cyprus, 1-0 to Montenegro over North Macedonia. To Russia, Paraguay, it didn't happen. 1-0 to Sweden over Albania, and 1-0 to Bolivia over Andorra. Oops. So, so nothing particularly of shock there. No really high profile. I mean, there's not many high profile games here, is there? There's a miss. This game is. Does Mexico also lost 2-0 to America? It didn't seem to be. Oh, it was actually in the CONCACAF. That was the Mexico versus USA. So that was yesterday, and this is today, which is the same day as you're going to watch it, I imagine. There's games actually happened. No, so today the games that we've got are Denmark versus the Faroe Islands. And now actually this will lead us on to the next part. So I'll go for today's games. I'll go for these. I'm not going to predict these. I'll then go on to predict them for tomorrow because otherwise it's going to be weird because you're going to know the results, I would imagine. Actually, I'll go through the later ones. So we've got Denmark, Faroe Islands. I'd expect Denmark to win that, probably a good 3-1. That's quite a tight game. I've got Ivory Coast versus Uruguay. Now, we'd expect Uruguay for a win here, but they're not the Uruguay of old with the peak Suarez, Cavani, Godin. No, they're not that sort of team anymore. So I think that could be a tight game. England, Belgium. Didn't want to predict that. Oh, that's going to be a good game. Germany, Netherlands. I could fancy Netherlands for a win there because they've got quite a young team. Let's give me a predicted line. Probably shouldn't do that. Ireland, Switzerland. You might say that again. That would be a walk in the park for Switzerland, but at the end of the day, also Ireland have just drawn with Belgium. They're going to be really quite in good spirits after drawing with Belgium, so I think that could be a tighter game. But Slovenia, Portugal, I'd definitely say Slovenia for that one. Got loads of games there. This is all the fun. Austria, Turkey. I'd say that's probably slightly in Austria, although they're not. Neither team I would say is favourites. France, Chile, definitely a France win there. Probably a good 3 or 4-0. Croatia, Egypt, a good, I'd say, good win for Croatia, although I imagine Egypt probably will score because of certain man who rhymes with Mo Farah. It was Spain, Brazil, the Spanish-speaking countries. I'd say that's going to be a very tight game. Obviously, we just lost to Brazil, England 1-0, and did I seriously not cover? Losing to Brazil. Oh yeah, I did. I'm just going mad. I'd say Brazil. I think Brazil could edge this with like the likes of Marquinhos and them, because Spain, Spain got a really clinical striker, no one particularly. And also in Euro qualifying, there's Georgia, Greece, Wales, Poland, Ukraine, Iceland, and then there's some other international friendlies as well. And Euro qualifying, I don't know if there's any of these in our groups. Oh no, these are in qualifying groups. So I don't know who's going to come into our group. But Georgia, Greece, I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know much about either team. Wales, Poland, I fancy Poland, especially when Wales don't have the main man Gareth Bale anymore. Then Ukraine, Iceland. I'd say probably Ukraine, although that could be a tight game. And yeah, I think to be honest, well, that's really slow. To be honest, I think that's about it. Go down. Yeah, I'd say that's about it. So thank you for watching. That's me going through the England squad as our first section. Then I've gone through looking at the previous results, what I think of them, any shocks, which there weren't many of, and then who I think is going to win in the future game international friendlies. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.